How come most startups fail, even when we have more tactics and strategies than ever before? Join the bedside chat of an entrepreneurial couple as they share what it takes to create a business with ease and in flow.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another Biz in Flow Bedside chat. I'm Natasha Koo.
And I'm Jachym.
We've been terribly busy.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of interviews and asking people questions and meeting with our branding guy and all this stuff. So, lots been happening. Did you learn anything from this stuff? What is your reflection on it?
I hope people can hear you as you're mumbling. But it's become clearer and clearer as we do interviews with what people identify, our network, our colleagues, what they identify as someone who could possibly fit our new target group, which is people within a corporate job or just a job that they've kind of settled into, an industry they've been going at for a while, and yet they don't feel fulfilled anymore. It doesn't bring them joy. They don't know really why they're doing it anymore. They don't really envision doing that job or being in that industry, doing a 9-to-5 for the rest of their life, and they just feel drawn to something more meaningful and purposeful. So we've asked around and we've done a bunch of interviews with people who have either been referred to us or just someone that we think would be interesting for them. And what has shown up within these interviews is that there are clear individuals who we can help, of course, but then people who also might fit in this category, like they're not happy with their job or they do want to create something, but it's become clear to us that they're not going to be our clients, at least not right now, because they're not ready to make a change. They're not ready to take a leap of faith. They're not ready to let go of that security, whether it's the job, the financial security, or the structure of how life is right now for them. But it just begins to show who actually is willing to take action and are the right clients, and those people who seem to fit the mold but internally are not ready. So that's something that I've learned, is that in the future we need to somehow identify or just make sure that we are helping the ones who are ready for that big change. It's going to be a big change. Yeah, and we're not just talking about, structural change like, they're going to move to a different country or they're going to leave their job and start something new. Maybe it takes that form, but it's more of an internal shift of, I'm not going to repeat this anymore. I'm just not going to keep doing what's expected of me.
I am just hopeful that people somewhere deep down still have that fire, and that spark that feels attracted to what we are sharing, and that from that spark, that they break through whatever they feel is holding them back and actually, have the courage to look towards what we're pointing at or have more in-depth conversations.
It seems like people are waiting for something, whether for the right opportunity to come, even if they have a clear idea in their head of the idea already, or they're waiting for life to get worse. It literally sounds like, I have this great idea. I really feel pulled to make a greater impact, to live more in a more meaningful way, to do more purposeful work, and I know that I'm good at this. I see this opportunity. I've been pulled towards this direction, and on it goes of how they want to do that. Where I want to travel, or I wish to spend more time in this country, and so on. But it's just like, but I don't feel like I want to, because, things aren't bad right now. It's just the feeling I get. Like, things aren't bad, but if it gets bad, I think I'll do it.
Yeah, I think they're like almost like, they are in the comfort trap. Everything is comfortable and nice. So why change it? Why do something different?
I don't think we've met anyone within our interviews who genuinely didn't feel pulled to do something more positive for the world. Who didn't come from a place of giving and I want to do something good. That seems to be the underlying theme of like people we meet.
Yeah, I mean, that's there. It's just, it's kind of pointless if you have that, then you just let it sit there,
Oh, that's true.
It's like, okay, yeah, I feel pulled to do something better than what I'm doing now, but I'm not going to do it because I'm comfortable right now or I'm scared out of my pants. Not even being able to admit that I'm scared of my pants for taking the the leap of faith and actually doing something that I really want to do. Well, that's a tough place to do any kind of change work from, or make anything happen really. So good for them for having a greater vision and not acting on it.
So I do want to ask you this. What makes a person stand on that edge and actually take that leap of faith and go for it? Something they've never done before, and just be courageous and just follow that feeling, because they do have a feeling.
Yeah.
It's not like these people are completely clueless as to what it is that they want. They do know. But what is that spark that drives action?
I don't know what's going on with certain people. Seem to go to the edge, other people don't. Everyone's on their unique path, and it is what it is. And for me, it almost feels like, some people, they seem to be so deep into what they're doing that they have just put on their little realistic glasses and they cut off any kind of imagination or dreaming of what could be possible for them, and they just think they cut and censor so many options and possibilities out of their life, and feel like, well, this is the only way. Well, I just guess I have just to keep doing this job. They don't actually dig deeper into them and see that no, there is actually that's more that's possible, and yes, there is a different life that I could live. They just have accepted kind of the way of living and how everyone is thinking around them as reality.
Wait a second. Do these people have an idea or that spark though?
Yeah, they might have the spark, and still it's like, oh, but I can't do it because X, Y, Z. It's like everything that any kind of dream or whatever is too unrealistic, is too not possible, is too far out of their comfort zone because, yes, there might be some risks involved and all of that. It's like, I don't know, it's like you're talking to an elephant that thinks it's a mouse. And it's like, no, I'm a mouse, I can't go out, it's too scary out there. Like, what are you talking about? You're an elephant. You're like, well, no, I'm not one of those elephants. They're so big and strong, and they can just go. They're just great. No, I'm just this little mouse. And you're not.
I don't know why, but this brings me kind of to how we view each other. Whether you're in the workplace and you're looking at your fellow, colleague, and how we see each other. Sometimes I think I was in that trap once of seeing them as, oh, he's a great boss and probably a good father too, but oh, he's just really great at his job. And I don't know how much imagination I actually had of them outside of their roles, because that's how I know them. That's what I see them being every single day for 8 hours a day. I see them 40 plus hours a week, and they're just that colleague who does whatever it is that they should be doing well or extraordinarily well. And I kind of used to put my colleagues into that box and kind of be like, okay, that's who you are, it's what you do. And what I'm trying to get at is that I didn't really see my colleagues as someone who could, yes, of course they could, but I didn't see them in this way, of someone who could reinvent themselves, who could be brilliant at, something else completely. And I just saw them mostly as their work. And that's how I kind of engage with the people at work. It's just, I didn't see much beyond that. And I wonder, when you are in kind of this corporate environment, or it's been something you've been doing maybe even for decades, like, you see other people in this way, how do you even see yourself? Like, what do you think you are other than what you do? And that's kind of how we meet each other. I mean, I'm of course bringing this even to a greater context. It's just when you meet anyone, it's like, oh, what's your name and what do you do? And it just kind of like, well, let me stamp you straight away. And say tomorrow that guy or girl wants to do something else, then it's like, hello, who are you and what do you do? They're going to be something completely different than yesterday. They haven't changed. It's strange how we identify ourselves and others as what we do and the skills we have. And that kind of capability.
Yeah, and you have this agreed reality of what's possible and what's not possible. And you really got to question it. Come on, you can break free of that. It's like lots of people, you see people who have done it or whatever, and you're like, well, yeah, they could do it, but I can't. No, you can. You really, really, really can. But you have to find that within you again, because you're the one responsible for, losing it or having it. So it is in you. It's who you are, really. There's nothing stopping you besides you believing a bunch of crap.
Isn't it true, and this goes back to something we shared a long, long time ago in our older episodes, that if you're looking for excuses, you'll find them. And if you're looking for reasons to go ahead and start something, you'll find them too.
Yeah.
It's just like you can justify anything you want to.
That's absolutely right. And I think, again, as we said before, hey, look, you don't know how long you're going to live. You might die tomorrow, you might die in a week. So, do you want to just stay in your cage and pretend that you're a mouse?
It's really about honesty, isn't it? Do you think... Okay, let me ask you a question then. Maybe this will help. For the people who aren't taking that leap of faith, or who don't even want to look at it fully, what's possible, what they could be doing, what that feeling is guiding them towards, do you think they're honest with themselves?
No.
Can you expand on it?
If you were honest with yourself, you would know how badly you want to actually do something, and how uncomfortable or how disliking this situation really is, rather than sweet talking it to you about, yeah, it's alright, yeah, no, it's okay, it's good enough. No, it is not, and your heart really knows it, but you have to have the courage to actually listen to it.
Isn't that feeling when you just kind of, and I hear of people saying this, at the end of the day, you look back on your day, and you're like, what the heck did I do? And it's not like you sat on your bum all day or was depressed underneath your blankets crying all day. You did stuff. You did lots of human stuff. Like, you got on, in your car or a train or your tram, and you went to work. You did what you were supposed to. You went to the right meetings. You made the right calls. You did things properly or even perfectly. You talked to your colleagues. You had lunch with someone. You did more work. You came home. You made yourself a meal. Maybe you went to the gym, and maybe you watched a movie. You did a lot. But then still, at the same time, you're a bit like, what have I done? Like, did I just waste another day away? And to me, that's kind of strange to, not to think, but to kind of have that type of sensation at the end of the day, even though you've done a lot, but it doesn't feel satisfying. It doesn't feel like you've done what you wanted to. And I think that's fascinating.
Honestly, I mean, people are just probably going to hate me for saying this, but guys, I just think lots of people out there have a whole bunch of excuses. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Step up and actually look at what the hell you want to do with your life.
Hmm.
You know, and don't give me the whole thing of it like, oh yeah, so if only I knew what my purpose was in this planet. You just start doing things, you know? It's not very complicated. You just take one action step at the other. You know, it's not that you have to quit your job and, you know, go traveling. Well, if you want to do that, great, go ahead. But just accepting the status quo and waiting for life to happen and pull you out of the misery that you're in, if you are in one, it's not going to happen.
Mm.
It's just not going to happen. So just quit whining.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I used to be in, I don't want to say bad situations because they weren't that bad, but I would complain a lot, but I wouldn't do anything about it, about what I was complaining about. Like, I was great at complaining, but that was just annoying. That's probably, I'm sorry, like, I want to apologize for myself back then. If I, like, complained to you, I probably did, but to complain and actually not doing anything, that's such a waste of time.
It is.
That's just absolute sadness for the people around you who have to listen to you, because it's just like, what's the point?
And I mean, look, my heart goes out to you, because if you're in that space, you have just taken on the victim role and you're just playing it, you know. You have lost sight that you are the creator of the whole thing, and the power lies within you. It is really within you, and I don't care how difficult your situation may be, there is a way out. There absolutely is a way out. So if you're in a full-time job currently and you don't want to be in a full-time job, then actually be honest to yourself that you don't want to be there, and then start looking to make changes.
But that isn't to say that the moment you are honest with yourself, everything feels 100 times worse, because you're allowing yourself to see how you don't like it. I don't think that's true.
No.
Because whether you admit to yourself whether you like something or not, you're still feeling it. You can't ignore your emotions, whether you consciously accept it or not. So the idea that, oh, if I admit it to myself, it's going to be worse, I don't think so. Like, if you dread going to work on some level, you dread going to work, you know? And if it's actually on the forefront and you actually admit it to yourself, then you actually treat it in almost a bit more of a distance, and you're taking it a bit less personally, and you do what you need to, and you do what you want to, right? It actually takes a bit of a burden off you, because you're not pretending like you enjoy it. You know, like, people who, like, actually don't like their job, or this is a good example, jobs where you don't have enough to do and you're busy pretending you're so busy. Well, that pretending to be busy or to look busy feels like so much more work than if you actually did more work, like actual work. So pretending like, you know, you actually enjoy it and it's not no big deal and all that takes effort. So when you actually admit it to yourself, you accept how you feel, which is just a wonderful process of just being really kind and compassionate towards yourself and what you're going through, you actually feel much lighter, and you can stop pretending. And that's a lot of effort, which could be channeled into what you actually want to do. So there's always a really, really white silver lining in what we're saying here.
Yeah, I don't care about the silver lining. Like, honestly, you probably are getting a kick out of being the victim and having all this drama of like, oh, me, poor me, oh no, my life is so bad. I know, I've enjoyed the drama myself. Get bored of it and move on and actually do something.
How long do you want to play it for, right? If that's what you're choosing, you can keep going. But how long do you want to keep doing that for is the question. Question for you.
Absolutely. Become real with yourself.
We keep coming back to honesty, because change isn't much else other than having that honesty, really seeing it, not just seeing it with your head, really seeing it, and allowing the feelings, the honesty to then inform your action. It's quite simple and easy once you get a feel for it, once you get a hang of it. But anyways, for those of you who maybe are saying to yourself, okay, I really do need this reality check. Or yes, I do realize, yes, I am pretending to keep something up even though it doesn't feel right anymore. Or maybe you're saying, yeah, there is more potential to me and I have completely forgotten because I don't know how to see myself or others around me in any other way other than how I am every day and what I do and what my role is, the one that I've been playing for the last few years. If that's you, you want to step beyond this and you really want to take the plunge and just jump over the ledge, you don't have to do it on your own. Just head over to bizandflow.com and we'll give you a hand.
We'll give you a hand. It might be fierce but loving.
Plus you have 2 pairs of hands.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure Jachym and I will be in a different mood or a different, guiding force. So if you don't like one pair of hands, just head over to the other pair. That's why there's the 2 of us. But anyways, yes, if you do need a bit of extra help, then please head over to the website. Just click on the Work With Us page, and we'd be more than happy to hop onto a free call with you and just to get to know, hey, what is happening and how can we help you and how can you, most importantly, help yourself.
That's right. Good night now.
Good night, everyone, and I hope that this message leaves you with a bit of clarity and a bit of a reality check that helps. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Till tomorrow.